You are now watching the Conversations on Sinology podcast, where China's past and present meet global curiosity. Join us as we explore Chinese language, literature, history, culture, economy, and ideas that have shaped one of the world's oldest traditions and play a powerful role in shaping today's world. Presented by the Montenegrin Sinology Development Council.
Welcome to another episode of Conversations on Sinology. This is your host, Jelena Stepcevic, and today I sit down with Dr. Urania Katavuta, a Greek scholar and educator whose academic and cultural journey connects Greece and China in a very interesting and inspiring way. Dr. Katavuta holds a PhD in modern Greek literature from Aristotle University of Thessaloniki, where she graduated with excellent grade. Since 2014, she has been teaching modern Greek language and literature at Shanghai International Studies University, where she has played a key role in developing Greek studies and promoting the cultural exchange between the two countries. Her contributions have been widely recognized, from receiving Shanghai Silver Magnolia Award in 2017 on strengthening cultural ties between China and Greece, to being named one of the university's Good Teachers of the Year in 2025. Through her teaching, research, and participation in cultural initiatives, she continues to inspire students and colleagues across continents. So today we explore her path as a bridge between two worlds, through language, literature, and education. So, Dr. Katavuta, welcome to the podcast.
Good evening from Shanghai. Thank you very much for the invitation, dear Jelena. I'm very glad to take part at this podcast and talk about my work here. Thank you for the invitation again. Thank you. I'm glad to join.
You're welcome. You're welcome, Urania. So, Dr. Katavuta, could you start by sharing how your academic journey began? For example, from studying Greek philology in Patras and Thessaloniki to your current position in Shanghai.
Yes, I studied my bachelor degree at the University of Patras. It was a degree of Greek philology. And then I moved to Thessaloniki to continue with my master's degree, where I specialized in modern Greek literature. And then again at the Aristotle University of Thessaloniki, I continued with my PhD studies. So it was at the beginning of my PhD, and I was a PhD candidate, that I found out that there is a position in Shanghai International Studies University. And honestly, I thought, why not? Just like that. I never had thought that I will go to China. I didn't think about it before. But when the opportunity came, I really thought that I want to do it. Like something felt right. I wanted to go. So that's how I came here. Of course, I need to add that there was a mutual agreement signed in 2013 between the two universities. So that's how I knew about this position, because they were looking for exchange between the two universities for students or people to teach. And I came here and I was fully hired by SISU, Shanghai International Studies University.
Well, congratulations on that.
Yes, thank you. Thank you. That was September 2014. So that means that now it's my 12th year in the university and in Shanghai.
That is fascinating. 12 years. And
Yes.
So you told us already what led you to China, and but what were your first impressions when you began teaching Greek literature in such a different cultural and linguistic environment?
Yes. Well, I need to say that I came here with a curiosity to learn China, to learn more about this country with a long history and culture. Of course, I knew it had. And to teach here in such a different cultural environment and linguistically also speaking, it was, of course, challenging. But I have to say that first, I think keeping an open mind, I was then eager to learn and to adjust to this different environment. And of course, I had big help from my colleagues at the department, especially the first year that I didn't knew the language here, so I had some practical issues. So I had the support from the university, and I kept really a positive attitude. So I have to say that I adjusted rather smoothly, and I really enjoyed from the first moment.
I bet that
Yes.
you have adjusted smoothly, especially when you had such great help from your friends and colleagues, and it is
Yes.
not
Yes.
such an uncommon thing to adjust perfectly to a city such as Shanghai in China, and
Yeah, of course.
so.
Yeah.
But so you have been teaching modern Greek language and literature at Shanghai International Studies University. We said you said for over a decade. So
Yes.
how have Greek studies, if we can talk a bit about it,
Mm.
evolved in Chinese universities during that time?
Well, I'm happy to say that since I came here, there were founded more new departments of modern Greek language. Like around 2015 and onwards, there were, I think, five new departments of modern Greek language in all over China. So now, apart from Shanghai, at Shanghai, there is that it's the first one to be open because the department here opened in 1972. It's the longest one. Then it's the department in Beijing, but now there are departments in South China, in Guangdong, in Xi'an, in Tianjin, in Jilin. So I have to say that I'm glad that they supported the development of modern Greek departments here. That was really a progress. So I think there is an interest from the Chinese side to educate more people in this language and culture.
It's great to hear that there is a great
Yes.
interest from the Chinese side to how did your students in Shanghai respond to Greek literature and its main themes? Actually, do certain authors or periods seem to resonate with the Chinese students more than the others?
Well, when I teach literature, and usually it's the fourth year students or in the master students, so because they need to learn better the language and then they can really read literature. So I have to say that there are some texts, especially the ones that talk about common experience. For example, there is a novel I teach from the beginning of the 20th century in Greece that talks about some conflicts within the family and the position of women that they really get hold of their future. So every time I teach this text, I'm really happy that the students choose it. I mean, when I ask them which text do you prefer this semester, they usually answer this text because they understand it more. It has to do about honor and money. I mean, what is the it's the conflict between these two values. And also the poems of Cavafy. These are also, especially the philosophical ones like Ithaca. This is also a favorite text of the students. And sometimes, to my surprise, because the language is difficult, they like some texts from the Renaissance period. So even if they are difficult, and after they overcome the language barrier, because I help them to, and I explain the meaning, usually they like it. And I think it's because it has to do with also simple themes like the love that are more also, let's say, romantic, and they resonate with them. So I'm glad and sometimes surprised about the text that the students like.
That is absolutely amazing and very interesting. Thank you for sharing this with me.
No, you're
So
welcome.
it is no wonder that you have received several awards for your work in Shanghai. I already mentioned, I will mention again.
Yeah.
They include the Silver Magnolia Award in 2017 and the Good Teacher Award in 2025. What do these recognitions mean to you personally and professionally?
Um, well, certainly these recognitions they make me very happy and proud, and it's really a big honor to receive them. And also they work as an encouragement, or that what I'm doing here is has value, and people recognize that. So it helps me also, I'm gonna say, emotionally. It is certainly a good, an encouragement to continue what I'm doing here because people seem to understand and they value it. So it always feels good to have people recognize your works and your efforts here.
Congratulations on
Thank you.
those
Thank you,
awards.
Elena.
And the Silver Magnolia Awards is given to individuals who
Mm.
contribute to the city's development in and international relations, which is specifically interesting. Can you tell us about
Yeah.
that experience and how it reflected your role as both teacher and cultural ambassador?
Mm. Well, the Silver Magnolia Award was definitely the highest honor I've received here because it comes straight from Shanghai government. And for me, it's really an honor that as a foreign teacher here, I try to teach the language of my country, the culture, and I see that they appreciate my effort. And I think also as an educator, and I help to build these cultural bridges. But I think because I help to teach the students the knowledge of not only the Greek language or the culture, but it's a deeper understanding of the country. So apart from the cultural ties, I think that helps also the development of broader ties, like diplomatic ones or financial ones. So if we think that some of our students work in some big organizations, Chinese organizations that are in Greece, then you think that you have also contributed a little bit to this development.
Absolutely,
So
and
yeah.
it is absolutely important to talk about these things and awards. And thank you for the amazing news from China and all your efforts that you have put in your work and into being a cultural ambassador between two civilizations and countries. Thank you for sharing all that. I'm very happy to hear that these are very important news. And since you live in China for such a long period of time, you learn to love the country and the city of Shanghai, which brings me to my next question about video in 2024, the charming effect of Shanghai's parks, if I
Yeah.
said it correctly. It
Yes,
was
yes.
awarded at the competition Shanghai My City. Can you
Mm.
tell me what inspired that project and how do you think public spaces like parks reveal the character of Shanghai and the country?
Yes. So, well, in this competition, actually, that was about like to show an aspect of the city that we like. I immediately thought of filming a video about Shanghai's park because it's my habit too to go as often as I can. And also because here in Shanghai, you have so many parks and greenery all over from small corners to bigger ones. And I wanted to show that in such a bustling mega city like Shanghai, you can also find some serene moments in these parks. You can go there and relax. Actually, there was also a trending in the internet at that time that was called the 20-minute park effect that showed how to go, that when you go to the park, uh, after or within, let's say, your break, your mind can relax and then you can go back to work and feel better. So I think this also shows that Shanghai pays attention to this because it improves the quality of life.
Certainly.
And honestly, I think that Shanghai in this should be an example for mega cities, like to build more green spaces within the urban areas because it makes people calm. It adds to the beauty of the city if you have green spaces. So that was my aim. So then I was happy that also people recognized that, and it was among the videos that won the participation, the competition.
Amazing. That's very interesting. Thank you for sharing that. You have when we are speaking about your recognitions, you have also been recognized for your guidance of
Mm.
students on their graduation phases. So, how do you present, for example, complex authors to foreign readers and students? How is that
Well,
experience?
yeah, I think, and that's my teaching attitude, and that's a very key element for me. It's to help students to explain difficult things in a simpler way. Also to help to guide them um, how to use the resources. Also encourage them to have their own ideas and how can they develop them into something bigger. And even if it's difficult literature, for example, I think concerning literature, especially as it is something that carries timeless values, uh, after they understand the language or they understand the writing style, I think uh, the students appreciate the meaning of the literature. And my role as an educator, actually, and as a guide teacher, is to support them, actually, to encourage them and also to support them not only academically, but I think one important thing is to support them emotionally because it's a difficult phase when they write the graduation thesis. So I think encouragement and support it's really helpful at that time.
That's very beautiful message. Indeed, it
Yes.
is. And when we look at all your achievements together, there is a clear theme of cultural connection and exchange that emerges. Do you feel that these recognitions are also a signal of a growing appreciation for the importance of humanistic dialogue between Greece and China?
Definitely. I think, especially the last years, there is a growing interest to develop a humanistic dialogue between the two countries. So far, there are some new institutions that were created with the cooperation of academic institutions from both sides, China and Greece. And these institutions are focused now on ancient Greece, but I think gradually they will move also to the modern times. And from my part, also to promote this humanistic dialogue, it's like I also study Chinese language, the Chinese language, and also yes, because I think that it's necessary for me to understand not only for practical reasons, but when you know the language, you can also learn more about the culture, understand more about the culture. And I also try to read Chinese literature, usually modern Chinese literature, and I do what I can to promote this knowledge, Chinese literature, to the Greek audience because it's necessary for them, for Greece, I think, in my view, to learn about China from a Greek person. It helps them, I think, to understand better.
Right, this
So I
makes
think
so
that's
much
my
sense.
contribution so far, and I will keep doing that.
It makes so much sense to me right now. Now we have the whole story. Actually, I was wondering the whole time as I didn't get the opportunity to ask you
Mm.
prior to this conversation if you actually studied the Chinese language together with Chinese culture. And now we have the whole story. It is absolutely essential to not just, as you said, not just for practical reasons, but for all other reasons to
Of course.
understand your students and the country that you work and live in through the language and also learning about the language goes along with learning about the culture. It is inseparable. So now I understand your story much better, and it is a perfect addition to this interview. So
Yeah, thanks.
I finally, if you could give a message to your
Mm.
students or your future students or young scholars who
Mm.
wish to do something like you did yourself in
Yeah.
your studies and in your career, who wish to build the bridges between cultures through language and education, what would that message be?
Well, my message is something that it's my attitude from day one, and it led me so far, and I still try to keep it like that, to keep an open and curious mind, and at the same time be respectful and kind, and also ready to adjust. It's difficult because it is definitely it's a different environment, but I think these are key points that can help you to build the bridges. And also, language and education is about knowledge and understanding. So, knowledge and understanding, it's a good start to start building bridges. That will be my message for young scholars and people who have never come to China and now they decide to come. Keep an open and curious mind. Be respectful, be kind, yes, and ready to adjust.
Beautiful message, Dr.
Thank
Kadavuta.
you.
So,
Thank you.
thank you for making such a valuable contribution to the Conversations on the Sinology podcast through your dedication to teaching, research, and cross-cultural understanding. If I may say, you embody the spirit of dialogue that lies at the heart of modern sinology and humanistic exchange. And your story reminds us that the study of language and literature continues to connect civilizations, even across continents and centuries. So thank you for this interview.
Thank you, dear Yelena, for the invitation. I was glad to share this my story with you
It is my
today.
pleasure.
Thank you very much. Thank you
Have
very
a
much.
wonderful evening in Shanghai.
You too. You too. Have a wonderful day,
Till
dear
next
Yelena.
time.
See you next time. Yes, definitely.
Bye bye.
Bye. Bye bye.